One thing I want to make very clear to people is I have got no incentive to lie to you. I don't make any money doing this. I'm extremely busy. My subscribers know the craziness that I'm dealing with. I mean, the grind that I'm going through. I mean, I work really, really, really hard. Don't get as much sleep as I should. I don't eat, well as I should. Just work and work and work. And so I don't really have the time. So when I take the time out to do a video, knowing I'm not getting any money for it, and chances are half my audience is going to hate the video. The algorithm isn't going to like what I'm putting out, and I do it anyway. You got to understand that's where I'm coming from, right? So there's a lot of stuff that I love to comment on. I see stuff and I'm just like, oh, I got to say something, but I just don't have the time. So case in point, the Penny situation, right? This guy who strangled this guy to death on the New York subway, and we had these two tribal narratives. One side he's like the hero, right? And they're all saying stuff about this guy was threatening people, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm looking at it. I don't see any definitive stuff about him threatening anyone. I just hear him saying he's hungry or whatever it was, right? And everyone who keeps saying this didn't present any evidence whatsoever. I didn't see one person present any evidence to where this guy that got killed was threatening people, right? And then I see the left wing response, just automatic. The Daniel Penny, he's racist. Not that they're literally saying that, but that typical kind of thing. He's a privileged white guy coming to New York. What do you expect if you don't want to see homeless people? Don't come to New York. Like, just the most unhinged, like, ridiculous takes. Just unthinking, uncritical, not like getting into detail, just like taking like I'm on this tribe, blah blah blah, right? And I'm just looking at insanity, right, on both sides of the spectrum, right? And now we have Penny finally speaking for himself. I wanted to do a video. I was going to show what he actually said, but again, time, right? So I still haven't done that. I'm not doing that in this video. I would like to do it eventually, but that just takes more time. I got to go find a video and play it back and capture it, some other software and edit it. And right now I'm just talking to the camera, talking to the heart, speaking the facts, not what I want to be true, but what is true. He spoke for himself. And what has he said? He has stated that the guy was making threats that I think he said he was going to kill someone or something like that. Now, obviously, I'm not going to take whatever his word for it, but the idea that this guy is being charged, I believe, with murder. I don't remember the exact charges, but someone did die under his hand, and he's got a case for this. Which, I mean, if it goes the wrong way, it could be very serious for him, right? So the idea that guy is going to go, and publicly state that this guy said he's going to whatever, and then it's not true, like he's just making it up. I mean, it could be. I don't know this guy. He could be stupid. He could just be dumb or whatever it is. I presume in 2023, all these camera phones or whatever, somebody might have a video. And then the thing is, maybe no one has a video. There's been time and he sees nobody else has a video, so now he's just going to make up this narrative. But then again, witnesses, right? Even if no video, in a trial, they're going to want witnesses. They're going to try to find who was on the train on that day, get people to get their statements, right? And if he actually didn't make those threats, then the witnesses are going to be like, no, he never said that, right? So the idea that he's lying, I think is unlikely. So he probably did make those threats. Does that justify him being killed or whatever? No, I'm not saying that, right? But again, I want to base my opinions based on facts, right? So I didn't just want to jump on board with people saying he was threatening people with no evidence, right? But now we have evidence. We don't just have people online saying stuff. The guy who was there says he made a threat. That is evidence. That is weak evidence because maybe he's lying, right? But the fact that he would say that has some level of sort of value, right? And again, it can easily be challenged in court if he's lying. Additionally, I heard this 15-minute narrative, and then I got a little skeptical. And I see the normal warning sign. People say stuff, and then they kind of get quiet. And then when you kind of get to the details, like, wait, where are you basing this on? Then it's kind of like, right? So I saw some waffling around, and I was suspicious. Now he comes out and said it wasn't 15 minutes. It was 15 minutes, I think, until the police responded or something like that. But I think it was a few minutes because it was just between one stop or something like that. It's only a few minutes between stops. Again, all this stuff is going to be adjudicated in court, right? So the idea that he's just going to come out here and just like say stuff that can be proven or disproven, right? There's cameras on the subway, there's cameras, whatever. Again, you have witnesses. So very likely, this guy did make some kind of threats. Maybe he misquoted them slightly. The wording, that's not exactly what he said. But it sounds like he made some threats. And it sounds like it wasn't 15 minutes. But here's the most important thing, because again, and some people get upset because I don't get into the weeds about certain details, about certain stories. And I would love to if I had the time, and I'm making money doing this, right? Because time is money. I got things to do. I got bills to pay. But my focus is really on exposing partisan media, especially independent partisan media. No one else does that. No one else does that. Everyone is either, oh, the left is a problem, oh, the right is a problem, oh, it's corporate media is a problem, right? No, almost none of these independent guys, especially, are calling out independent media. They all give this idea that somehow mainstream media is evil, right? That it's not just greed, the same greed that any individual would have. Like, why would I as an individual not be greedy? Right? Mainstream media wants to get clicks. They want to maximize their profit. What do you think these YouTubers want? If not to maximize profit and get the most views, right? I'm the one guy who's online who can say that independent media in America is one of the worst. Now, there's some people in independent media that's some of the best. But overall, the worst that we have is independent, right? Alex Jones, right? Should I go on? Alex Jones. Think about the worst people who've done the craziest and most dishonest. It's independent. Corporate media can't be as bad as these guys, right? They got the FCC. They got a board of directors and whatever. And there's all this red tape. As bad as they are, right? They have bosses. They have people they report to. Some random YouTuber, no boss, can say whatever gets them clicks, right? So, all that is to say, my focus is not so much on the story, but how it's being reported. The left was quick to say, oh, this and that, racist this and all the nonsense takes, right? I'm expecting silence now that the guy has spoken. It's not 15 minutes, it's a few minutes. He did actually make threats. Right? And whatever else. I don't remember the exact thing. I listened to him speak, right? And it's not about agreeing with what he's saying. I just want you to observe whether it is shown at all. Look at the media that you listen to. If you watch YouTubers who discuss this topic, liberal media, left-wing media, who discuss this topic passionately, like Majority Report, for example, right? Passionately. Oh, this and that, and the homeless, and we failed, so frustrated. If you watched anybody that went on and on like that, and now when the guy speaks, and this is not today, when did he post this video? Yesterday, the day before? First of all, right away, they get paid to do this. This is not my job. I don't get paid any money to do this. If I'm reporting on what he said before they do, who do it as a living, have a team of people, right? This is the business. And if you're going to go out there passionately and take a position and then the guy speaks and you don't show nobody, I want everybody listening to this video. Again, if you listen to someone passionately speak about this in liberal left-wing media and you hear a pin drop now that the guy speaks, and I'm not saying you got to agree with him. You could play what he said. Look at this racist moron. And now he's trying to say this and that. Go say it. More importantly, show your audience what he said. How can you have a passionate take about this story? And then when the guy who is at the heart of the story finally comes out and speaks, you are nowhere to be found, just like right-wing media on the Trump indictment right now. Trump is getting indicted right now. Where's all the right-wing media videos? Showing it. Showing what the charges are. What is he actually being accused of? What's the actual evidence? Pin drop. All this passionate talk about this strangling is so sad and homeless and favorite. Now the guy speaks. Where are they? I want you to keep in mind, I haven't even checked to see if they've responded yet. They are so predictably partisan, just like right-wing media, so predictably dishonest and tribal, that I instinctively expect that there's going to be a hesitation to show what he says. Jacob Blake 2.0. Let's show the one camera angle, not the second camera angle. And whatever damage comes from our partisan reporting, so be it. Right-wing media, January 6th. Oh, well, I didn't tell him to go there. Left-wing media, Jacob Blake. The riots. Oh, well, I never told him to go to riots. I'm not going to take any accountability for my dishonest partisan take that even years later I still won't even be honest about. I may be wrong. Maybe all these channels have right away reported on it. There isn't going to be a dragging of the feet and a delay, and potentially many of them not report on it at all. Those who report on it maybe not actually show what he says and just talk about it the way right-wing media would do, right? So, for example, this Trump indictment, the idea of them going through the details of the case, they're not really going to want to do that, right? But some who talk about it will just talk about it and say, oh, it's a political and 2024 election, and they're just trying to get him out of there. But what happened in court? What did they say? What's the evidence? Oh, two wings, same bird. Tribal politics is toxic, and it will destroy this country if we don't do something about it. And I'm here to wake you up to that. Exit your tribes. It's not helping this country. It's not helping you. It's not helping anyone. If you love this country, exit your tribes. American political tribes are toxic. Now let me go fix my motion sensor, which keeps going off. I think it fell over. I gotta stick it up somewhere securely. Anyway, those are my thoughts. And I know I took so long doing this long video. Probably as much time if I had done an edited thing, whatever. I don't know. Again, I'm human. I do the best I can with the time that I have and when I can, how I can. Such is reality. For those of us that actually care about reality. Alright guys, I'm out.